How's it going, guys? You're watching the cell method. In this video, I'm going to show you how to exploit the put method on a vulnerable web server. This exploit allows you to upload files directly to the web server, and we're going to use this vulnerability to upload a shell and execute it. So just a full disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. Do not try this on a machine that you do not have permission to do so on. I'll be sure to put all the commands that I use in the video description. I'll be using a Windows 2012 server as my target for this video, but if you want, you can also use it against a metasploitable web server. The directions are exactly the same. You just have to make sure you have a VM that has the vulnerabilities that we're exploiting. They're not hard to find. So before you do anything, make sure you know the IP addresses for both your attack machine and your victim machine. I'll be using a Kali VM for my attack machine for this video. Now I already know that my VM is running Microsoft on port 80 and Apache on port 8585. For this video, I will target the Apache server and I will be using a Kali VM to do so. So let's just run an nmap scan to make sure that we know which server and version are being ran on that port. It's going to take a couple of seconds. Maybe more than a couple seconds. Okay, and there we are. Like I said, port 8585, HTTP, and we're using Apache. So let's get rid of that. Next, we're going to use a tool called dirb or dirb to actually see which directories are available to us on this server. Okay. Now, again, make sure that your IP address is the actual IP address for your victim machine. And there it goes. Now we want to look for something that stands out, something that's kind of interesting. And I don't know about you, but this kind of looks interesting to me, right? A directory called uploads. So now we have to check which HTTP methods are actually allowed so that we can make sure that we can actually use the put method. We can do this in a few ways. I'm going to show you two. The first of which will be an nmap script. I'm just going to copy and paste it. And I'm going to stop this because we already found what we were looking for. Now, this is an nmap script to see which methods we can use. And then I'm going to show you a separate tool that we can use to do the exact same thing. Okay, so here, supported methods. We have get, head, post, options, delete, and put. That's the one we're looking for. So it's available to us. Now, if you want, you can also use a tool called Nikto. Nikto is basically going to do the exact same thing. Let me just copy and paste it here. Okay. Okay. And just like before, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see right here, allowed HTTP methods, options, get, head, post, delete, yada, yada, yada. Now, where is put? It's somewhere in here. Oh, it may be somewhere else. My apologies. Here it is. msfdb 397. HTTP method put allows clients to save files on the web server. So we are in fact able to use the put method, and so that's exactly what we're going to do. Now that we've verified that we can upload our files, I'm going to show you a couple of ways you can upload the file, but before we do that, we need to actually create a file to upload. And we're going to do that, we're going to create a payload, and we're going to use msfvenom to do so. So let's hop out of here. You guys can let it finish if you like. And I'm going to copy my msfvenom command. Now, very important here, guys, common mistake, make sure that here, lhost, this is your listening host. That's your attack machine. don't accidentally set this to your victim machine. All right. So we're going to run that command. Now this might take a couple of seconds as well. Okay. Let me just double check. And it looks like it was successful. So now that we have actually created the payload, we're going to upload it onto our vulnerable server. Now, again, there's two ways to do this. The first would be to use an nmap script, and I will provide it to you in the video description. However, that's not how I'm going to do it in this video. Instead, in this video, I'm going to make use of the Metasploit framework. So let's just clear the screen, make sure that my database for Metasploit is on, and we'll just, even though I know it's running, double check it is running. And we're going to run msfconsole. Okay, now that we are alive, I'm going to show you which auxiliary module we're going to use to upload our file. So we're going to use auxiliary /scanner /http/http_tcp. Oops, my bad. Put. Okay, so that's the auxiliary module that we're going to use. Okay. Now, if we look at options, we'll see we have a few things that we have to fill in here. And the first one we're going to fill in is our target host. So we're going to set our hosts, and we're going to set it to our target machine and the port. Okay. We're going to set the path to uploads because that's the directory we want to upload our payload into. We want to set the file name to meterpreter.php. And we are going to set the file data to file:/root meterpreter.php. And there it is. So we're going to run this, and this is actually going to upload the file onto our victim machine. Oops. Looks like I messed something up here on our hosts. Give me 1 second. What did I do wrong here? Bear with me, guys. Looks like I may have made a small mistake. Ah, yes, I see what I did here. I was not supposed to put the port there. 68, 137. There you go. Let's try again. And there you go. Now this might take a second because you're actually uploading a file into another machine. So give it the time that it needs. And then I'm going to show you how to check. Okay, so it says here that it worked. Now it will say the upload probably failed. This is like a common message that you get, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it failed. So let's double check. Okay, now in order to check, you're going to head over to the IP address of your victim machine, the port, /uploads/ and there it is. Okay, there's the file. So we know that we were successful in uploading the file. Now we have to actually open up the session so that we can basically, gain access to the machine that we're trying to get into. So let's clear all of this. And we are going to use a TCP handler in order to intercept the shell that we uploaded onto our victim machine. So we're going to use exploit multi handler. We're going to set the payload. Do not forget to do this because you'll get a bunch of errors. To PHP meterpreter / reverse TCP. Okay, now we're going to set our listening host to the Kali VM. And we are going to set the listening port to 4444 because that's the port that we set in our payload. Okay, and then from here we run. And as you can see, started reverse TCP handler on this address and this port. Now all we have to do, now in a real world situation, this is where you would simply be waiting, and then once this file was, you know, clicked on or accessed on the victim machine, and there you go. You now have an open meterpreter session on your victim machine. Now just to verify, let's do a little dir, and there it is. See? The exact same directory. And if you want to double check even further, we can change directory, go back, do another dir, and look at that. And if you want to, you know, we can double check. Let's get out of uploads. Let's just go straight to the server. And, you know, that's what we have here. Uploads, WordPress, yada, yada, yada. Uploads, WordPress. And we can keep going. And if you want to really make sure, we can exit. Oh, never mind. I just shut down the session. But anyways, you guys get the point. That's it. It's fairly simple. It just takes a little bit of time configuring all the modules. And that's it. Have fun. Be safe. Remember, don't do this without permission. And good luck.